My. Do we have some true crime stories to talk about today? Welcome, everybody. Peekaboo, Cash. Cash wants to know, the Cash, you are so hilarious, yo. Where's that question about if I'm the size of a rabbit? Here it is. Do you think rabbit is actually the same size as a rabbit? Sure. We'll say yes. Wim, shout out to Wim. Who else did I see? Peekaboo. Thank you, Peekaboo, for alerting everybody on Discord that I was live. Thank you, my love. You beat me to it. I appreciate you for that. Darcy, welcome. Oh my gosh, everybody. Who else is in the house? Let me see. Liz, welcome. Everybody, all the beautiful, wonderful members. Oki, welcome, my love. Welcome. Look at Oki. I love your picture. It's like Robo Rabbit. Love it. Amy, welcome. Chico. Yes, I know you all need to hit that like button. Sakina, yes. The good Nunya, welcome, my beautiful mod. Thank you so much for dropping some love. Angie, welcome, and Addie, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. Would you guys do me a favor? Hit that like button. Thank you. That sounded pretty deep. It sounded like I was gonna ask you to do something like crazy, like let me borrow your car. No, I wasn't gonna do that. I was gonna say, hey, would you please do me a favor and hit the like button? Hey Tina, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Listen, I'm at part 3 of that series. So those that don't know, tomorrow we're gonna be reviewing the Happy is it Happy Shi no, it's Shiny Happy People, the Duggars documentary. We're gonna do it in the evening. For those that want to watch it, watch it. We'll be reviewing it tomorrow. It is intense, okay? Intense. Hey Morals. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. Make sure you check it out. Hey there, Queen Bella, my love. Come on in, come on in. Um, it's an intense docu series, 4 episodes, Amazon Prime. Check it out. Very much a good, well done so far, that I've seen. I haven't finished it yet, but I mean, it's intense. Jonesin, welcome, Jonesin. It's been a minute. I hope you're doing well. Shout out to you. And Lane just got here. I figured I let these people come in here. All right, take off your shoes. I mean, you're in my channel, but you're still in my channel, my house. So take off your shoes, grab, sit down, self care, absolutely. Because we're going to talk about some intense stories, okay? So, again, tomorrow, check us out tomorrow because tomorrow evening specifically, we're going to be reviewing that Shiny Happy People docuseries from the Duggars. So far, I'm in it and I'm like, it's crazy. Hey, Grandma, congrats on your 500 sub. Um, thank you, thank you, thank you. Aw, baby bunny is occupied right now. Thank God, because she was driving me crazy. But let's get into these stories. So we got to talk about a missing. Well, we're gonna talk about Desiree, who's missing. We'll talk about her. She's 14 years old. Bring some attention to what's going on with her situation. She, very young missing girl, and then we have an unsolved murder that happened off of Arizona that we want to. Her name is also Desiree, that we want to bring light to. But before we even get into it, I wanted to talk about the story that just broke on Law and Crime about a woman showed no remorse in planning abortion pill murder of romantic rival unborn child, tried bribing victim's ex with AirPods. Sheriff. Okay, like this is such a interesting and sad situation. I just cannot. That girl on the screen looks like Sammy from the Kaylin Walker case. The KR case? Which KR case? You don't mean Kaylin Walker. Which one? I hate shoes in the summer. I'm already barefoot, says Clarice. This one right here, and hey Petty, welcome. I'm gonna give you guys the warning. This isn't. I want to be very careful because I was like, do I really want to? I challenge myself when I talk about stories. I don't get into the who supports what type of debate. I get into trying to talk about stories that are happening. So this one really caught my eye because this woman, I think, did something very horrible. At least that's what she's being charged with, and it's definitely worth bringing some attention to. So keep that in mind. And I haven't seen a lot of YouTubers talk about it, so I wanted to bring it to everybody's attention as well. So, a 21-year-old woman has been arrested for allegedly planning to kill the unborn child of her romantic rival by getting someone, okay, to slip her an abortion pill and paying that person with a pair of Apple AirPods. Where are my AirPods? These little things right here. Okay? These little things. This girl is 21 years old. All right. Oh, Kylie Rodney. I see. I see. 21 years old. Okay. Crazy. But I mean, I couldn't believe it when I was reading this. So Haley Ann Raborn, I think that's how you say Reborn, not Ratburn, but Reborn, was taken into custody in the Hernando County, Florida on Thursday and charged with one count each of solicitation for the killing of an unborn child by injury to mother, attempted killing of an unborn child by injury to mother, and tampering with or fabricating physical evidence. Jail records reviewed by Law and Crime show. According to a press release from the Hernando County Sheriff's Office, the victim in the case was 11 weeks pregnant on April 12th when she contacted deputies and reported that she believed Reborn was trying to have someone kill her unborn child. Investigators say they soon learned that Reborn had previously been in a romantic relationship with the baby's father. The victim told deputies that she had recently been in contact with contacted by her former fiance about the alleged plot. He allegedly told the victim that Reborn had recently contacted him and requested that he kill the victim's unborn child. The release states, the former fiance then showed the victim copies of messages exchanged between him and Reborn on Snapchat, which allegedly showed Reborn asking him to kill the unborn child. The messages included premeditated instructions on how to carry out the crime. The sheriff's office wrote further, Reborn offered to pay the former fiance with a pair of AirPods. My goodness. My. Look. There is something wrong here when a pair of AirPods, money. We talked about this on an earlier live, right? How people would pay money, to have somebody kill, hire for murder plot, right? But like, I can't, and the girl is 21 years old, the one that was doing all of this. This is just unbelievable. I can't. Hey, Steph B, thank you so much, my love, for becoming a member. Right, Cash. I couldn't agree with you more. And welcome to the membership, Steph B. Thank you. 11 weeks. Does it work for that long? Wicked evil stuff. I mean, I think it can. I think it can. I mean, regardless, such a horrific situation, right? But it's the attempt that I think definitely has to be taken into consideration, and whatnot. This is just crazy, yo. Crazy. And let me see what everybody's saying. I know times are hard, but dang, a pair of AirPods. Well, it's just, yeah, a pair of AirPods. Hey, Tiffany, welcome. It's just, I can't. I don't even know what to say. You think you would hit the bottom of humanity and there's a whole deprived underground city. But here's the deal, Grandma. You know what gets to me? It's that it's our young people. She's 21, I mean, she's an adult, clearly, right? But she's still very young. It's our young people that are doing all this stupid crap. I don't know. And it's crazy because I bet that even my parents and those that are, of an older generation would have said the same about, us. But I don't know. No value for life. No value for life whatsoever. I'm just saying. I don't know. But anyways, let's continue reading. So, after exchanging messages, Reborn and the victim's former fiance met in person, where she allegedly provided him a pill to give the victim that would induce an abortion. Following the meeting, the authorities say the former fiance turned the pill over to the investigators. So they gave the pill up to the officers. After learning about Reborn's alleged plot against her, the victim obtained a restraining order against Reborn's, prohibiting her from contacting the victim. As the investigation continued, detectives said that they learned that in addition to planning the death of an unborn child, Reborn also had created a fake Facebook account using the victim's name and photo. Reviewing messages sent from the fictitious account, detectives determined that the account was likely created to what is it? Toward the investigation. The release states the nature of the messages Raborn allegedly sent from the fictitious account were not clear, and office did not immediately respond to a message from Law and Crime seeking additional details. Detectives sat down for an interview with Raborn at her home on May 9th. While speaking with detectives, Raborn eventually admitted that she did in fact try to have the victim take the abortion pill without the victim's consent. The releasement states Raborn initially denied creating the fictitious Facebook account. However, she did eventually admit to doing so. Raborn told detectives that she obtained the pill from a virtual doctor online and knew it was an abortion pill. The authorities added that after confessing, she showed little to no remorse for planning to have the unborn child murdered. So she's currently being held at the Pasco County Jail in Land Lakes, Florida. What is going on in Florida? I mean, the bond is completely high, but let me see what I mean. It needs to be because of her actions, in my opinion. Let me see what else Law and Crime shared with us. I mean, her records are right there. Her arrest record is there as well. Let me see if I can pull up the statement. Oh, it wouldn't take me to it. One second, y'all. This is just crazy. Yeah, I know. Oh my God. Here is the statement from police. All right. Can someone please tell Brad that I'm here? Thanks. Kat, I see you. I see you. I said hello earlier, my love. And Ohio everywhere. Well, Ohio everywhere. Florida is wild. We were just talking about Florida like 2 days ago. You know, not trying to be problematic, but if you think it's not a baby at that point, then why would she feel bad? Hmm, I mean, that's a maybe. Do you think that it was more like she said, well, it's not a baby, so it's not going to harm her for her to take the pill? Is that what you mean, Tina? Like it kind of gets into that whole debate. But again, not that it's, I don't know. I don't know. And I try not to even get into that debate. That's why I was like, do I even want to talk about this? Because, it divides us for sure. For sure. I often wonder if our youngest are being manipulated by some sort of religious promise. Well, Tiffany, you wouldn't be the first one to think that. Some of the stuff these days just shocks me to the bone. I think that's how people think, says Tina. I got you. I got you. I got you. Nope, no worries. I see you. Some of this stuff, yeah. Still say Utah is the worst, says Amy. No consent. Notice how they said no consent in there as well. Very much so. So the police made a huge statement about her being charged. Uh, this is just crazy. And then they detail all of everything that happened to what happened, which is what we just read. I mean, this is her. Yo, she is 21 years old. It is a sad story. I can only imagine going through this. Rabbit, yes, that's what I meant. That's why I said not trying to be. No, I got you, Tina. I understood you, my love. Um, Darcy says maybe because she thought that as to why she feels bad. Maybe it is crazy. It does divide us depending on your beliefs. It can for sure. Premeditated attempted murder, right, Carol? I mean, somebody puts a pill on your and she's the one arranging it, and luckily the fiance person said something. You can it's the arrangement on the AirPods, like, are y what? That's so crazy to me. I can't even I can't, you know? Young people. Young people nowadays, it's just such a sad situation. I want to jump to this story real quick because this kind of really got to me too. Now, this is about a 17-year-old girl. Okay. Hey, CL, welcome, my love. States are banning things now, says Lane. I think we all can agree that this is wrong in every way. Absolutely. Um, I want to jump into the story because we definitely need to bring some more attention to this, and it's unsolved at this moment. Okay, so you have an Arizona cheerleader, 17 years old, shot to death while leaving a house party on Mother's Day, with neighbors describing a chaotic scene as they rushed to save her life. Beautiful girl. Okay. 17 years old, was shot to death in the early hours of Sunday morning near, is it, hey, who's who's on my Arizona people? Is it Tucson? Let me know if I said it right. Tucson, right? For sure. Let me know. I know I got people from Arizona here. Tucson, right? Let me know if I said it correctly. Arizona. The teen who attended Cesar Chavez High School and was a keen cheerleader was surrounded by friends and local residents when cops arrived at the scene. So, very young girl, beautiful girl, okay, 17 years old. I mean, it's just, yes, there's a couple of people from Arizona. Shout out to everybody from Arizona. Talis? Tell me, Cassie's in the chat. Talisan? Let me know if I said it. Listen, I murder names and I murder words. Let me know. Or Taliesin. Okay, Taliesin. All right, Cassie. Thank you, Cassie. Shout out to you. Hey, Priya, I know this is a very sad. This family needs justice, okay? Tributes have poured in for a teenager cheerleader from Arizona who was gunned down and killed as she was leaving a house party on Mother's Day. Desiree Rivas was shot dead in the early mornings of Sunday morning near Taliesin, I think I said it correctly, Arizona, as neighbors describe hearing gunshots ringing out and then rushing to help the girl. Police called to the 91st Avenue and Lower Buckeye Road just after midnight, where they found the teenage girl's lifeless body. The teen who attended Cesar Chavez High School and was a keen cheerleader was surrounded by friends and local residents when cops arrived at the scene. The suspect or suspects are at large. Cops confirmed. This is her, yo. Like, she, gorgeous girl, did not deserve this whatsoever. Not at all. Okay. I'm just full life ahead of her. 17-year-old was shot dead in the early mornings of Sunday morning. Okay. This is her. I believe this might have been like, it looks like it's a quince. I think it was her quinceañera at least. I mean, look at, she looks gorgeous. Gorgeous girl. Okay. Around 200 of her devastated friends and families gathered on May 15th for a vigil to pay their respects to the young cheerleader. Her teammates described their hearts being broken into a million pieces. Members of her squad perform her favorite routine, while others release balloons in her memory. Her father, Danny Rivas, said that she touched so many people. I mean, you never know how relationships at school are. They come home and they don't talk about it because they're doing homework and stuff like that. This brought my spirits up a little bit. I have to make it through this week to make sure that everything goes well for her because I want to send her off properly. One neighbor who spoke to AZ family said, it's just sad, especially on Mother's Day, something like this happening. I tell my kids, bullets doesn't have a name on them. Bullets can go on to anyone.
A violent weekend in Phoenix, and it was especially deadly for teens.
4 shootings, all resulting in the death of a teenager. A 17-year-old killed Friday night near 16th Street in Union Hill. Another 17-year-old found shot and killed near 35th Avenue in McDowell. And a third shooting near 83rd Avenue in Indian School claimed the life of a 19-year-old.
A fourth case involving a teenager shot and killed at a house party Sunday morning near 91st Avenue in Lower Buckeye.
And Fox 10 Stephanie Bennett is live tonight from Cesar Chavez Park, where a vigil just took place for the victim. Stephanie.
Ellen and John, good evening. Just absolutely heartbreaking to hear of all of these tragic shootings that should have never happened. This vigil, as you said, just wrapped up moments ago. Very heartbreaking to see a bunch of family, friends, and some people that only knew her by passing. Now she came out. About 100 to 200 people were out here this evening to honor the life of 17-year-old Desiree Rivas. Now she went to Cesar Chavez High School and was an avid cheerleader. Her coach and team were also an in attendance tonight. There were candles, pictures, flowers. Everyone brought balloons, which they let go in her honor. The school will have extra counselors and social workers on hand this week to help out. And the shooting all happened just after midnight on Sunday. Officers were called to 91st Avenue and Toronto Way, where Rivas was found shot and killed while leaving a house party. We caught up with her father tonight. Here's what he had to say.
She touched so many people. I mean,
Wow.
you never know how the relationships are at school. They come home and they don't talk about it because they're doing homework and stuff like that. So it's brought my spirits up a little bit. I got to make it to this week to make sure that everything goes well for her because I want to send her off properly.
Jesus. This is just so sad. Look at it. She's so gorgeous, girl. Mm. Okay. Was found dead on the 91st Avenue and Lower Buckeye Road just after midnight on Sunday. This is her. Okay. Wow. The local resident said that she went outside to help and saw the victim lying on the ground. They added she did not have friends that did stay behind. She did have friends excuse me. I don't know why I can't read today. She did have friends that did stay behind and assisted her. And I was there with her. We couldn't sleep at night at all. I couldn't sleep at all. I kept thinking about the mother and what she was going through. Can you imagine on Mother's Day? One resident, April Stokes, recalls hearing gunshots at the scene in the early hours of Sunday. All Mother's Day, yo. Like, I just can't imagine. She told Fox 10, I was in the bed and I heard these gunshots and they were loud. It seems like they were right in my yard. They were so loud. I was scared to get up because I didn't know where they were coming from since they sounded so close. She said that she saw the teenage boys running from across the street from one house to the other after hearing the gunshots. Police have not arrested any suspects in connections to the shootings. Another local resident added, I heard 5, maybe 6 shots, 2 different guns. You know, it sounded pretty close. I wasn't able to sleep with the chopper up, going around for about 5 hours or so. So there's no arrests, but I guess there was teenage boys that were heard or seen running. I'm curious. I'm curious. You might be a little bit behind, Kara. Hey, too persuasive, my love. I can't. I just on Mother's Day, like out of a like what? It's crazy, 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 crazy. So this is her. She's a beautiful girl. Clearly, you guys, if you guys have any information, of course, make sure that you contact, PD on it. I didn't see a lot of people touching on this story. I thought it was an important one to bring light to. You have a whole community that has been distraught by this situation. Um, Young girl, 17 years old, cheerleader, had a lot of people. You know what, Darcy? It wouldn't surprise me. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if somebody, no, there's always somebody that knows something, and I hope that whoever it is, right, or whoever knows something, that they don't sleep, that they understand, you know, what happened and how they impacted this family on Mother's Day, the impact of their actions. I truly hope that I don't know, hopefully somebody will come forward. Someone knows what happened to that girl, but it doesn't surprise me, unfortunately. I've seen it quite exactly, Chico. You see this quite often. It's like people don't talk, but I'm pretty sure somebody knows what happened. The value of life is diminishing. It's sad. Absolutely. Absolutely. Teenage boys run. I just hope that somebody raise someone to have a little bit of a conscience, you know, and say like, yeah, I got to speak up and I got to say something because this is a sad situation. Period. It just is how it is. I don't know. I think the house was targeted for some reason, says Darcy. You think so? They haven't said anything about whether they felt like there was any gang or if it's a house party, maybe they planned to target and then she just happened to, be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Well, I would think everybody would be at the wrong place at the wrong time if anybody's targeting anybody, you know? But for this specific situation, could be. I don't know. I don't know. I wanted to bring some attention to this situation right here. You have a missing 14-year-old girl by the name of Desiray Kappes. I think that's how you say her last name. Desiree Kappes, 14, was last seen leaving. She's been gone for a while. Last seen leaving Forest Lake home on bike. Okay. So 14-year-old girl, Twin City girl is missing and police need the public's help to find her. Desiree Kappes was last seen leaving her Forest Lake home on a bike on May 19th at about 8:30 a.m. It is not clear where she was headed to. Kappes is a white girl who stands 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighs about 125 pounds. She has long, black, brown hair and brown eyes. Anyone who has seen her, you're asked to please call 911 or call the police at Forest Lake Police 651 439 9381. Now, here's the deal with this situation. Why this kind of caught my attention. Let me tell you why. There has been surveillance, and I got to remove this big old sign up on top of my head, okay? Let me do that right now, my love. Let's see. Let me get this banner because it looks like I have it right over my head. Okay. Um, so I noticed. So SF investigates. You guys know he is a friend of the channel. He's been talking about it too. So he's been kind of, sharing her stuff, resharing it about her being missing. And it's been said that she was probably being trafficked. Okay. Mother has confirmed that there was not her on the surveillance. So people had said that she was spotted in the surveillance. People are saying it's not her. Okay, so just the family is confirming that it's not her. So people are aware. It says was spotted on surveillance at a transit station. She left a note originally that she would be traveling out of state with a male. This makes me wonder if she's making her way back towards home after things didn't work out. So happy she's alive. So just a heads up. But it sounds like that's not her. Mother has confirmed that it was not her on the surveillance. The search for Desiree continues. Okay. So everybody is aware that this girl's missing, and there's a belief that she was probably trafficked. I'm looking to see like other folks or anybody else talking about it, and I haven't seen a whole lot of like movement. Hold up. Let's see. Where are you at? Hold up, yeah. I can hear myself speaking it. I don't like that. Here we go. Even on I'm going over here on YouTube and I'm not seeing a whole lot of like awareness to this. I'm a little concerned. There's been a couple of videos here and there, but I mean, she's been missing for several weeks now, guys. Several weeks. If you guys have any information, please share it. Share this live so that there can be something out there that just to bring some light to this. She's a bit tall but not a lot of weight behind her. Yeah, she sounds like she's tall for sure, Ange. I would have to agree with y'all. Y'all are doing a fantabulous job covering these cases. Y'all are covering different children as it is a lot and gives us a heads up. Well, thank you so much, Tiffany. Thank you. um Something about this one though, it just really, I mean, I'm looking, I'm like, all right, who else is, I see a couple of YouTubers here and there talk about it, but there isn't a whole lot of like coverage um at all. Okay. I think we're one of I mean, I'm looking at other there's might be about 2 or 3 different channels, but that's about it. Arctic Fox True Crime is one of them. Shout out to them. They did a little coverage, and then somebody with the name of Mine of Monsters as well. So there's a couple of them, but not, I wouldn't say a whole lot, which is very much concerning. So sad. I remember the days you just took off your bike and didn't think of disappearing. Right. I mean, I used to ride my bike when I was younger. This wasn't an issue, but it's like, one thing that you would have to wonder is, have there been concerns of her being a runaway before? A mother confirmed that the person on camera was found and it's not Desiree. So there's just other people that have been updating. Keep sharing her face, keep watching. She could be anywhere. Okay. So just a heads up. And this was a picture, but it's not her. Let me show you guys. This is not her. It's just she's been gone for so long. Okay? Long, long, long. I know. I'll do a stream. Thank you so much, Jones. And I'm just noticing I don't see a lot of, like, I see maybe 2 or 3 channels talking about it, but this is not her, by the way. I'm just letting you guys know that they confirm it's not her. So she took off. She was last seen in a bicycle. Have they found her bicycle? We don't know. She left a note to say that she was leaving to travel with a BF, with a boyfriend. Has someone seen the bike? No. We don't know if this is her. I mean, mom said it's not her, but we don't know if her bike, like, does it match her bike? I don't see a lot of action here. Mom source, let's see what mom source has to say. A note was left saying that she was traveling states with an unknown boyfriend. Did she listen? This has given me, like, oh, Ickamel. Look at my Ickamel. Thank you for the $50, my love. This has given me, and I'm just thinking about her, the missing, the girl from Arizona, and we did a little bit of coverage on her story. And she met somebody. She was doing online gaming. She met somebody online. We actually interviewed her here, Alicia. Um, and she went missing, right? So she meets somebody else. She meets somebody online and jumps the fence to her house. That's what they found. They found like some stairs stacked up. She met somebody online, and they haven't seen her since. It is so close to the border with Mexico. Of course, you would have to kind of wonder, did she meet somebody there? Did something happen? This is a sad situation. She's 14 years old, you guys. So continue to share and bring some awareness. I'm just looking. Thank you, Navarro, my love. Thank you. And thank you, Ickamel, you guys. Make sure you drop some purple hearts for Ickamel. He's a channel friend. He's one of the good guys here on YouTube. Always been supportive of me, and I appreciate him for it. Navarro, Alicia, thank you. We did interview her mom here. I want to say it was one of the first true crime stories that I did. And it was the first person that I interviewed. So it was a very interesting and touching situation, and she has not been found. Alicia sounds familiar. Yeah, they haven't found her yet, Kamel. She's been missing for like she's going on 5 years. And she went missing, I believe she was about 14 or 15 years old. So did she meet up, like, what did she meet with somebody online traffickers? These are the stories that are just so heartbreaking, and that we have to kind of do a better job in bringing more attention to, right? And let me see if I can travel over to the Facebook real quick. You have the Forest Lake Police Department putting up more information about her as well on Facebook, guys. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. So she's 14 years old. Okay. Was last seen on May 19th. She's hitting about a month now that she's been missing. Okay. Closer. She's what? About, I want to say 2.5 weeks now since she's been missing. So she was traveling with an unknown boyfriend. Family police are concerned for her safety. Okay. So if you have any information, whereabouts, please contact the police. And I mean, Minnesota's saying, please keep the comments positive. So just so everybody knows, young girl, 14, we don't know where she's at. We don't know where she's at. June is Internet Safety Awareness Month. I didn't know that, Grandma. That's interesting. I didn't know that. That's so interesting, yo. Um, the online gaming has a lot of dangers for children. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And it's what makes me love this because some creators do show some support. I know Ikamel's one of them. He's a great supporter of ours. Ellen says, I remember that. Hey, yes, and please hit that like button. Thank you guys. Yes, shout out to Maddie as well. Um, yes, Alicia Navarro has been missing for about 5 years. You're absolutely correct. But same circumstances. It was like through a gaming, she met somebody. And man, her mom has been putting billboards everywhere, everywhere. And the thing is she has not been found. And because she was so close to the border, they think that she was trafficked, over there. It's just an unfortunate situation. I have two 14-year-old girls, twins, and I would lose my mind every ounce of sleep looking for my baby. I know, Adas. And that's Alicia's mom has been the same way too. She has been her biggest child's advocate. I mean, she's been the Tamron Hall show. She's been in every big show. Every true crime creator that I've known of has covered her as well. Kendall Ray, who else? Who else? Danielle Hallen has covered her. She's done some interviews with several folks. Dateline did a story on her. There's a lot of people out there. She came to our channel and gave us a big interview. But yeah. Oh wow. I'm on here and on a FB, a big narc recovery channel. We're getting more scammers, peds, and crazy more than ever outright advertising for girls like this and on a recovery channel. Are you serious, Ellen? June is also PTSD Awareness Month. Wow. I'm in Minnesota and I'll keep an eye. Oh, thank you, Mystery Christy. Thank you. And shout out to everybody. We covered a couple of states. We talked about Florida. We talked about Arizona and now Minnesota. I mean, I'm in Minnesota and I'll keep an eye out. Thank you, thank you. Man, I know the shit we're saying in those gaming rooms were straight nasty, uncalled for. Yes. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Hey, Nicole, just finished a work class. I'm late. Oh, welcome, Nicole. I mean, it's been getting pretty crazy. I'm telling you guys, I get a little concerned about posting links and stuff like that. It's just been getting a little bit crazy, but I don't know. I don't know. So just bringing some attention to this story, you guys, because I don't know. Hopefully we'll get some breakthrough here. And let me see what else has been if there's been any updates. But she's been missing since May, and we have yet to really get anything. Like I hope I don't know. And people are speaking to her mother. I do see that CBS News, I mean, that's the article that we read. TikTok is talking about it. You have a couple of YouTubers that are talking about it as well. Um, but there isn't a whole lot. Several Twitters. There hasn't been a whole lot of extent. I mean, if we don't know who she met, we don't know who she met. I don't know. This is a very sad situation. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about this, but please share this live so that way we can get some more awareness on this. Shout out to SF Investigates who I saw him tagging this up and I said, I don't really see a whole lot of traction. Hopefully we'll get some more eyes on this case. Let's see. What else? Let's see what else is let me see if anybody else is bringing it up as well. Even the Googleness. Thank you, Ellen, for becoming a member, my love. Let me show you all something. Here it is. Twin Cities, Forest Lake Police still seeking info in search for missing girl. Okay. Bring me the news. Who else? Star Tribune. Yahoo, Crime Online. Crime Online talked about it. Let's see. Here's another one. As you can see, I just texted my niece to see if she has any access to her daughter's social media. She says she checks it daily. Good. Good, good, good. Seriously. Missing 14-year-old Minnesota girl hasn't been seen in nearly a week. Minnesota, and this was released on May 25th, and I mean, we're already in June. Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. Here's her information, you guys. Let's help this story kind of get a little bit more light. Let me close this. Look at all these ads. See? I just can't. It's just so crazy. Yeah. Oh, and thank you. Yes. Thank you for joining the membership. I mean, I don't know. Thank you, Grandma. Thank you. Appreciate you. Hopefully we'll get some more headline on this story. Okay, very young girl. Might have met a boyfriend or someone online that they called a boyfriend, and she left a note. And she hasn't been seen since. Left on a bike, traveling across states. Okay, this is scary. Scary stuff. Hey, Heels, welcome. No, really, Darcy? Did you hear about the Oklahoma mom holding her daughter hostage? No, Darcy, what? Are you kidding me? Young child. I heard about a story. It was a horrible story about a family that made their children drink boiling hot water. I was like, that. You guys know I have social work PTSD. Social work PTSD. Hey, CR. But I didn't hear about that one, Darcy. Oh my God. Oh Lord. I wish I could keep it like that. Like I wish nobody had any. If I could undo any of that, I probably would. It happened yesterday. What? An Oklahoma mom held her children hostage. Let me look at this real quick. Really? Oh wow. Oh, that 6 days ago. So she had a standoff with law enforcement. She held her 11-year-old daughter hostage inside her house. Oh my God. That really did happen. That really, my goodness. I know. But the time frame is scary. It is scary. It's been a couple days. It's real, Priya. It's real. My PTSD is I have a hard time with stories that involve kids. So if I can do something like, certain stories, I just won't cover it, especially if I know. Like I heard about the one, there was a really horrible story yesterday about a mom, or family. It was on Law and Crime. They made their children drink hot boiling water. Oh hell. No, 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 no. Don't listen. EAP. I used to take the employment assistant program after some stuff that I see. And I mean, it wasn't like every case, but there's specific cases that I'm really traumatized with that I will never, I, I couldn't because I lost sleep. It's horrific. Some of the stuff that I've seen, it's very horrific. And I'm just like, I can't. Horrible. And it was a job that I did for 10 years. Yeah. So I don't want to do it again. Not right now, at least. I have my own children. Maybe later on, but not right now. Not right now at all. So I have social work PTSD. Do you really, Queen Bella? Oh my gosh, Queen Bella. So you know what that feels like. You already know. So when you read some of these stories, ooh, it's just too much. It is. It's my EAP was my friend. Okay. She was 2 years in. It's a very hard job. I'll tell you that. So, very hard job. Were you really going? Oh my gosh. Well, look at you. Um, yeah, it's a lot to put it. So when I read some of these stories, it's just too much. Like, I love how Mel covered the Gannon Stout case because he did it so well. I wanted to, and then I was like, I don't think I can. Then there was Lori Vallow and that, and I was like, I don't think I can. Like, it's just there's certain things um that I just can't touch. Like even till this day, I still like get teary-eyed thinking about it. I had to do some therapy over some stuff that I've seen. I've seen. I could never I can never unsee what I've seen, if that makes sense. So, but yes, praise. Thank you, Heels. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Parents are arrested yesterday because infant had rotten bite. Yes, Darcy. That's the kind of stuff that I'm like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Okay. No. And I would love to give you guys my input on certain things. And I'm like, yeah, I could really, but then I like to sleep at night. You know what I'm saying? It's like after 10 years of doing that, um, I like to sleep at night. I'm at a good place right now, and then I have my own children, and I don't. I yeah, I can't. Would you be open to answering some social work questions if I emailed you? Um, I had somebody. I've had a couple people message me about their own CPS cases, and even though I'd like to provide some assistance because, like there's been subs and creators and other folks that have contacted me on some stuff like that, and I respectfully decline to provide any type of advice because I don't want to become familiar with any cases that people are involved in. It's a very tricky position to be in. Now, if you have questions about social work, yeah, you can email me and I can answer some of the questions. I can provide you some resources to like if it just depends on the questions. But yeah, I would have no problem with that. I would have no problem with that. I was thinking about this, and this is a side note. I know we're getting into a little bit of a pothole here, but yeah, there's been people that have contacted me, and I always hesitate because I don't. It's not something I want to make content about. You know what I'm saying? This not good. It's no bueno. No está bien. No, 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 no. Kids are a trigger point for me. I can hear adults. Yeah, so many other things be okay, but kids I'm not okay with. Yeah. Yeah. It's one way our country sucks. We'll give hundreds of millions away to the rich, but not money to put into our infrastructure and social programs. Well, yeah, it's a debatable topic. I'll tell you that. People feel very strongly about social services and stuff like that, but I can't. I cannot. I will expose and drag a system that I was once a part of when they're effing up because they need to get better. But I'm very careful. You know what I'm saying? Like even these cases where kids are running away from home, meeting people online, or they're being trafficked, social services needs to do a better job about those kids instead of immediately. Here's the thing, and I've seen it time and time again. Social services, various CPS agencies, state agencies, they'll have custody of kids. And the minute that they run away and they have been trafficked, if they don't hear back from these kids, they'll just close the case. They might have had custody of the kid, but they'll just close the case. And they don't do a good job about following up on, well, what agencies need to be out there? What do we need to like with law enforcement, stuff like that? Because it's a divide. Social services isn't meant to fix a child or anything like that. It's really meant to do a specific type of thing, right? And then move on from there. But then you have those kids that are beyond the control of the parent, what we call BCOP. Look that up. Google search that. Beyond control of parent, and you will see so much uh, um, CPS language and verbiage behind that. These are your kids that run away from home. These are your kids that meet somebody online or they're breaking the rules at home or the parents can't seem to control them. That is still your issue, believe it or not, until they're the age of 18. Or you lost all your rights. Your rights are terminated. And so those are things that we have to kind of keep in mind. That CPS, it's not meant to be the parenting and or it's not meant for anything permanent. They're not meant to raise your kids. For the longest time, CPS was looked at people that came into the door and busted the door and took kids. And for the longest time, that's what it seemed like it was. There's a history to this, but they're not meant to raise your kids. You don't want the system raising your kids. Parents give up. But here's the deal. It is very hard. It is very hard to parent nowadays, right? Can you guys agree with that? I mean, it's like you parent and it's like you got a lot of people, a lot of, you're parenting against several things versus trying to figure out how to make things work. How do you raise a kid so that A, he or she becomes a taxpayer, B, they are doing well in school. They might not eat their fruits and vegetables, but they're doing okay. It's impossible sometimes, absolutely. So to me, it's like I always did when I was a social worker, when I still am, but when I was with several agencies, I understood when they sat there and they said, my kid is getting like I'm at my wit's end. I can't, you can't be spanking children up and down. You can, but you can't leave marks. You can't do. There's certain things that you can and can't do. It's becoming very difficult. And then it's like you got these kids, especially now, where it's like they're 14 going on 21. Everything that you say is completely wrong, right? I don't know. Yes. I need to look into this one a little bit more, November Rain. I will look into but like I said, um, there's several other channels that are covering this one. So I've had a couple people message me about it. I might let me look into it a little bit more because I know I think it was Gray Hughes. Who else? There's other creators that we love that are looking into it as well. Um, that I would recommend. But please note when kids are involved in the system, they're more susceptible to human trafficking. Okay? Keep that in mind. When kids are systemically involved, right? Like they have an open CPS case, they're out of the home, they're beyond control of the parent, they are more susceptible to human trafficking. That's there's stats that support that. I've seen that happen where it's like you got a kid in the system that might have multi systems involved. It might be maybe they're on probation, maybe they're they just got out of juvie, and then somehow they find themselves suddenly wrapped into this whole human trafficking thing. This is a real thing, okay? And what I will tell you this, human trafficking is very much overt, okay? Human trafficking is very much it's happening everywhere. You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed what you'll see. There's a lot, okay? And it's not just sex, there's also labor as well. And we find children involved in that too. It does happen. It does happen. It does happen. Yeah, grandma. I've heard that term for many, many years. BCOP, beyond control of the parent. It's just the social work little acronyms that we have. So like I'll hear various acronyms and I'll be like, yeah, I know what that means. It is very common. It's instead of saying beyond control of the parent, meaning that the kid is beyond control of the parent, it is BCOP. And some of those even go with some of the civil stuff and the court stuff, because a lot of this is civil matters within the family. So yeah, it's a very it's a very common thing. The other thing too, though, is because you said it sounds like a cash me outside, but there is a cash component to this. Okay, you got to understand. When kids enter the system, somebody's got to pay. There are some judicial systems that are set up so that, like, say your kid is beyond your control. Let's just say your kid's beyond control, right? They're running away. Okay, they're doing drugs. They're catching cases. Let's just say that, right? There are systems that are set up, right? So like your kid, if you can't keep them in the home and you can't keep them safe, you can, for a period of time, sometimes it's 90 days, you can actually allow the court or the agency to take over for 90 days. Okay. And they will provide whatever support for only 90 days. After that, you either have to open up a case with CPS, get some supervision and oversight of that situation, and figure out where to go from there. I've seen it happen. Sometimes cases open to keep kids in the system that are beyond control of the parent. Sometimes it's even for treatment. It does happen. Yeah. Let me see. Sorry, y'all. We went into this huge rabbit hole. My important job from being a KG teacher for 30 years, volunteer with refugee in third world country, is being a mom, says Ellen. Shout out to Ellen. Shout out to Ellen. You work with okay, so you work with DYS kids, okay? They have some criminal yes, murder, rape, home invasions, all traumatized kids. Yes. And Sakina, I actually I did this for a good portion too. I actually used to sit well, I'm not going to name the whole acronym, but when kids were adjudicated, okay? Or before they're adjudicated, we would sit there and we would invite partners from the community, sometimes the church, sometimes the schools, mental health professionals would all sit down and we would review these files, okay, of these kids that were in juvie that were facing such charges. I've seen kids. I've sat there where kids uh, have involved themselves in some heinous crimes. And you're sitting there and you're reviewing these files. When I hear about this story with Desiree Rivas, off of Arizona, and there's these teenage kids running around, I would imagine it's kind of like that. It's like you get a file, and some of the you realize that they're systemically involved, or they've had sometimes it might be a first time crime, right? But sometimes they the parents don't have custody of them. They're kind of all over the place. They're BCOP, beyond control of the parent. They're all over the place. And so what they do is they find themselves in these situations, and then you have these professionals like myself sitting there trying to figure out, well, who failed what was needed, what, just reading case files after case files about the most horrific things that have happened, and then also highlighting some of those strengths. I've had to sit there and vote on decisions about whether someone's going to be sitting in DYS for 3 or 4 years. And now it's more treatment based on whatever crime they have committed. So yeah, I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot, guys. I've seen a lot. But yeah, it is a lot of rabbit holes. But it doesn't help that social services are short. Yes, Queen Bella, it does not help. It's listen. There's the overturn, high turnover, underappreciated job, very hard job, huge burnout, not enough, and sometimes you just like, my goodness, you get in this funk that it's like every day, every day, every day is something. Some people, you know, yeah, that's what I'm gonna say about that. Uh, oh, okay. Hold up, y'all. But anyways, guys, I know I just went on this huge rabbit hole and started talking about some other stuff. But shout out to everybody in the chat. But yeah, if you feel like you have questions, feel free to email me. You could totally email me about them. I just can't answer. I'm not going to get involved in anybody's specific case. I've had that request before, believe it or not, and I just can't. I can't because it wouldn't be ethical. It wouldn't be anything that the National Association of Social Workers would even approve of. So that would be a really bad thing for me to do. But shout out to everybody in the chat. I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Please share. Okay, baby bunny, you ready? You ready? She's ready for me to just be done. She's ready for me to be done. I got to go tend to her. You guys make sure you're hitting that like button. Please share the story. And if you have any information about this missing child, please, share it. Call law enforcement. Do what you have to do. I am out of here. You guys have a great night. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you watch the Happy Shiny People Duggar documentary. Right, Mama? Tell them. You want to make sure they do that? Yes? Yes? She said yes. All right, rabbits out.